It's one thing for me to sit up here and give you my list of the top altcoins to go buy right now. But it's completely different when we're looking at new altcoin projects that are attracting the eyes and dollars of some of the top hedge funds and crypto VCs alike. So in this video, I want to take a look at a few new altcoin projects, some of which not even available to the general public yet, but all of them have massive potential and are drawing millions, if not billions, in early investment dollars. I want to explain to you what these altcoins do in simple terms, also let you know which VCs and crypto hedge funds are investing in them, plus we'll get into how you can acquire these tokens if you are so inclined. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is only intended to tell you about how this new technology works and some of the potential benefits of it. What you do with your own money is completely up to you. And for those of you who like to jump around the video, I've added timestamps in the description box below to help you do that easily. But I want to start right here because we talk about it all the time. Orion 1inch, Orion 1inch, but Orion doing some really big things here. And they just added, this is a couple days ago, virtual order books. And they call this VOB technology. And look, why this is big, it obviously does a few things. You see right here, liquidity efficiency, unique arbitrage. But what this really does, if you come over here and you can look at this article, Orion deploys world's first virtual order books, but this line right here, the addition of these VOBs dramatically enhances the terminal's ability to aggregate both centralized exchanges, CEX, and DEX swaps. That's really what it's all about. When we're talking about this, DEX aggregation along with SEX or centralized exchange aggregation as well, combining those two, plus they're adding token after token after token. If you look over here, just to add some more good news, there's no date with this, but hey, look, we've talked about all the assets that are adding all the time, Phantom. And if they add Phantom, this would be absolutely great for the protocol. And with Orion, ORN being the token, ORN, there's really two ways to reap the benefits in my opinion, right? You can go out, you can use the platform, which is providing you a lot of liquidity amongst many different trading pairs for low fees. So that's really great right there, shopping you the best fees, aggregating all of that good stuff. But you can also own the ORN token, which like a lot of these governance tokens, obviously allows you to participate in governance. So look, as we're in this period of consolidation, it is always best to choose and try to go with the projects that you feel hold the most value, regardless of market conditions. And I think what Orion is doing, Orion Protocol, really big things, always doing big stuff. So hey, that's my 2 cents. Take it. I'll leave all the links to what we just talked about in the description box below, but I want to move it here, talk about this first altcoin on this list. And we have talked about this before. It's called Ethereum. Look, this is a new project. It is launching on Elrond. And I just got back, obviously, from Binance Blockchain Week. I'll leave a video to that. You can go check that out, my experience over there. But I did learn a lot. And one of the things I learned is Elrond is definitely moving up as far as DeFi, as far as blockchains that are putting their own blockchain first, EVM second. They are doing some big things. They have Ethereum, which is coming out. We're going to talk about right here. They also have Holoride coming this summer. A lot of big projects because Elrond as a blockchain, delegated proof of stake, and it is very, very fast when you talk about transactions per second. But Ethereum, what this does is gives you, the user, instead of Google, Facebook, Amazon, all of these big centralized companies that now hold our data, even like things like Experian or things that are not the biggest, right? They are big players. They own so much data. They're collecting so many data points on us. This gives the ability to hold that data back to us, the user. So if we wanted to monetize it, we could do that. So if you look down here, very cool website, explains exactly what they're doing. Go through, read the docs. But what they are doing is, if we look over here, this one pager is really nice. So this really lays out the problem, part of which I just started to go into. So look, we have data brokers right now. The big players, you know them by name. They are collecting our data. They're selling it. They're selling it to each other. They're selling it to other companies. They're selling it for a huge, huge profit. It says here $200 billion a year industry. And now we are going into an era of Web 3.0. So now they're not just going to be collecting what you click on, how long you're on a web page. Now they're going to have the data of you're wearing VR glasses. So they're going to know exactly what you're looking at. They're going to be able to know how your pupil dilates. You're going to have haptic information on. They're going to know how you respond in certain the amount of data points is going to escalate from what it says right here, 3,000 is the average, to probably 3 million. It's going to be absolutely exponential. So companies like Ethereum, there's others as well, but Ethereum is one that's launching right now and doing this right now. They are giving this ability to hold this data back to the people that should be holding it, you and me, the people that own it. And this just went into a pre-sale basically, and they are getting ready to do a public sale. And what's really cool about this, if you look over here, this is how they're going to launch the token. And this is actually very, very cool. So they've had pre-sales where they've had people come in, like I said, hedge funds, VCs, initial accredited investors come in with that initial capital. But on Mayor Dex, which is the #1 DEX on Elrond right now, they are going to do the initial coin offering. It's not called that, but the initial token sale basically is happening on Mayor Dex. And the way they're going to do is they have this price discovery tool that they're going to be unleashing. So they're basically allowing people that have Elrond, EGLD tokens, or the Ethereum tokens that they've acquired in the pre-sales to come and stake them onto this smart contract. And they have this whole mechanism, this whole phased approach of how this works. So they're going to have an initial phase where you can come, stake, and remove. Then they're going to have where you can stake and remove with a penalty. Then they're going to just release it less and less and less. And at some point, it's going to close completely. You're not going to be able to stake and remove at all. They'll take what's staked into the smart contract, and going by that accumulation or that liquidity accumulation, what they get of EGLT tokens and what they get of the Ethereum tokens, they'll come up with a price, and that price will stay stable. You cannot then withdraw the tokens for a period of time, which I believe is 3 days. So they have this whole cool way of releasing the token built out, which I kind of like. We should be getting more news on the actual dates that this is happening within the next couple of days. They just put out this article a few days ago, and they said it would take about a week or so. It's going through testing right now. But again, I think Elrond is set to come up. A lot of big projects are coming on it. Ethereum is just one of them. And if we look back over here at the homepage, as you scroll down to the bottom here, you will see the investors. So you have Morningstar Capital, you have Mechanism Capital, you have Skynet Eagle Capital. So all of those funds are invested here. So big players when you talk about who is behind this project. And I think the reason you're getting some of these big players behind it is because the concept, the use case is very, very cool. So let me know what you guys think about Ethereum. Are you buying into Elrond? All right, let's move it on to the second project I want to talk about here. It's called Silo, and sometimes we talk about silos. It's like don't work in silos, but in this case, the crypto sense, it's actually good. So I want to talk to you about what this is and what it does, problem that it's solving, and that this is actually a token you can get right now. I want to talk to you about why this one's kind of hot and why I think you should be looking at it right now. So what this does, if you're familiar with Aave or Compound or Curve or any of the initial, what they call maybe DeFi lending protocol 1.0, this is taking this to another level. So when you go to those, they're great, right? Like you can put up your assets and then you can borrow other assets, but you can't do it for every single asset. And the reason is they can't really take that risk because all of those assets essentially go into one pool. So they can't really take the risk that they're going to have a rug pull or something like that, and it's going to damage the entire pool. So Silo, as you get by the name, they don't do it that way. So every liquidity pair is essentially its own pool. So they're able to offer every different token as far as offering liquidity and taking a loan against it. And the way they're able to do that is the way liquidity moves between the pools is Ethereum based. So they use Ethereum as the backing, but within the pool, they are siloed and you can borrow against any token. So this is a very cool concept, and I think that's why it's drawing a lot of attention from some big investors. But if we look over here, the real reason I think the price is popping and could continue to pop right now, if we look at this tweet from Kamikaze ETH, I'll leave his Twitter handle in the description box, but look, this is a thread. It says right here, short-term price catalyst, Silo full of alpha. And what that means is Silo is about to get listed on Convex Finance, which is one of the highest, if not the highest, total value locked on all of Ethereum blockchain at an APY. So they're going to be offering to come in and participate in their staking or their farming 450% APY, which is 10x more than anything else available. So you know when this happens, right? What happens? All these professional yield farmers, aggregators move all of their liquidity very quickly to try to take advantage of that. And thus, the price of the token usually goes up as well. So if we look over here at Silo, you see right here, it is up a little bit as this news starts to spread, but this won't take place The 450% I mean on Convex won't take place for the next couple of days or so. Token right now going at 71 cents. But if you look right here, very, very small project, right? Only $73 million market cap. So look, something to definitely take notice of, definitely pay attention to. And if you scroll down here, you can look at the team, but you can also see some of the backers as well, DeFi Capital. So look, definitely some early interest in this one. I think anytime you're an innovator in the space, whether you're going from lending 1.0 to lending 2.0, doing something a little bit differently, taking and building on what's already there, or what we just previously talked about, allowing users to control their own data, that's something new and different that we're going to get with Web 3.0 technology. I think you draw a lot of attention. Early investors want to get involved because they say, hey, like this is very, very needed, rather than like just a random NFT game. So there's definitely a lot of early interest in Silo. It is available now. You can go, really only available on Uniswap. So hey, you do have to eat some of the Ethereum gas fees, but let me know what you think about this project. Not just are you going and buying the token, but let me know what you think about this new way of DeFi lending. All right, let's move it over here. This is third. Actually going to finish up with this one. We've talked about this before, and any chance I get to talk about Polkadot or what's being done with Polkadot, new stuff with Polkadot, I want to take that chance. So a star, if you look right here, WASM and EVM compatible hub for Polkadot. What does that mean? So I think we know what EVM means, Ethereum Virtual Machine. WASM, some of you know, WebAssembly. So what this is, multi-chain smart contract platform that supports pretty much every type of computer language. So WASM is Rust, C++, several other popular programming languages. And then EVM, we know, is obviously where the majority of liquidity is in crypto. So this is obviously becoming very, very popular. And if you look over here, they just released this today or maybe yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, dApp staking through a star. So different dApps that are going to be available, whether at Kasama or on Polkadot ecosystem, you can come here through a star and stake these projects. So why is this good? It lays this out for three different reasons. So Web3 developers can come, stake this, and earn a little income. And one thing that we know for sure is developers are going to drive adoption of crypto, of DeFi, of distributed ledger technology. They're going to build the kick-ass products that we all want to come use. So we need them. So we have to incentivize them to come from their probably very high paying jobs that they have right now to a new technology that maybe isn't as high paying, but maybe has some potential moving forward. So that's one reason. Nominators, people like me and you that want to just come stake some tokens, but also contribute and, contribute to the development, contribute to the startup of these new projects, but we can gain some rewards as well. And then obviously by staking less tokens in the environment, less tokens in the ecosystem, if they're staked to a smart contract, they're out of circulation. That should drive the price up. So all those things are good when you talk about this. And if you want to see what it looks like, we'll come over here. When you come over to the Astar app, you will be directed into the dashboard, and it does accept MetaMask. It is compatible with EVM, as we saw in the home screen there. So you can connect your MetaMask. You will have to add the Astar network, which I've already done. So once you switch over there, you can see all the information. But really, if you come in here to the staking, that's where you'll see the dApp staking. So 4 dApps right now available. You can come in here. Oh, they just added a 5th one right here. So 5 dApps, you can come in here, and you will. So for dApp staking at this point, you can't use MetaMask. You will need a substrate wallet like Polkadot.js. So I've done other videos on that. I'll leave links to that if you want to go check that out. But you can come in here and stake any of these cool dApps. There's obviously going to be more because they're going to want to list on here to get that crowdfunding going initially. So I think this is a very cool concept. And if we look back over here at DeFi Llama, bring up all the top chains here. And it's interesting to note, it was listed under Polkadot, but it has branched out as its own chain right now, moved up right now to number 17 as far as all chains, locking up over 620 million total value. But also interesting to note that it's up 100% over the past 30 days. So I think Astar is definitely something to look at. We'll take a look at their token right here. Let me refresh this page. Currently going for 26 cents. Market cap on this one is growing and growing as this becomes. Look, I think people are going to catch on. Polkadot is not going anywhere. It's the number 11 cryptocurrency for a reason. And now it has all of these chains that are working along with it. So this one's growing $370 million market cap. And if you look down here where you can get this token right now, I'll bring up all the trading pairs. So this is growing as well. This was obviously only available on DEXs initially, but now available on Binance, Gate.io if you're outside of the United States, Huobi, a couple of other places as well. And this is something else to take note of. Look, Tether USDT, which whether you like Tether, whether you don't like Tether, it is an $80 billion asset at this point, enters Polkadot ecosystem, launches on Kusama. So look, you launch on Kusama because you plan to move to Polkadot. So now we have the potential of $80 billion liquidity coming to this ecosystem. It's big, big news. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments section. That's 3 projects heavily funded, backed, and watched by early investors, VCs, and crypto hedge funds. And if you want to see more videos on crypto passive income, I think you should take a look at this series right here. Until the next time, be safe.